Hello YouTube. So there's been a lot to get done since the last time I posted a video, and I want to explain those little things real quick. One, I've done some work to my HVAC system on the truck. I am going to run heat. For one thing, defrost. Number two is I don't like the cold all that much. You know, it sucks to be me during the winter. Also, I've done a pretty significant cleanup around the truck, and yeah, that's about it at the moment. Anyway, I'm going to give y'all a quick rundown, show you what I've done, and explain those things to you as I go along. So I bought this nice new Chinesium Harbor Freight central pneumatic 90-degree die grinder, right? About to install the supplied airline adapter for that, and I just happened to take a peek up in there. Let me get some light. Do you see that nice piece of casting flash there? Glad I didn't hook that up to an airline and run it. You know, I would have been cussing these cheapo tools right out the gate. Maybe it's good. Maybe I just saved its life. We're going to find out here in a little while. So originally I bought this piece of junk. So what makes it junk is the collet right there. It is a three-way. So you see right there? That collet is trash. It would not center my what do you call them? My carbide burrs. This one, on the other hand, has a four-way collet. Very, very nice. Does very good. I haven't run any RPMs on. I got my pressure regulated down to about 20 psi right now because I was cleaning up some parts that were a little more sensitive and I didn't want to bust them apart. Anyway, I do believe this one's going to make it. It makes pretty good power. No torque right now though, because I don't have any air pressure. But it holds it nice and straight, which is what I was looking for. Also, a little fun fact, I tried to have a guy that does my machine work, I tried to have him weld this, and there's certain grades of aluminum that are non-weldable, as you can see here. So that looks like trash, and then I also tacked it in a couple places along the top here, right there, and there's another one there. And it was just burning through and doing some weird stuff when he was welding, is at least what he told me. So FYI, 6061, and I'm sure there's a few other alloys that can be welded, but this sheet of aluminum that I got to cut this out of was 7075, and I'm not sure what alloy this is. I know it's a little bit different, but yeah, not compatible at all. So, if you watched the previous video, you know this intake is a pretty crappy casting. Anyway, I've got to take this intake runner, this little extra material right here, I've got to take that down to where it is flush with this plane right here on the top of the cylinder heads. And also, if you watched the previous video, you also know that these cylinder heads are crap. They were given to me by Richmond Machine Shop. Very nice of them. Take it out of the scrap pile and put it in my hands for no charge at all. So I'm going to make use of them and cut this down. I'm going to use my nice little fancy Harbor Freightium central pneumatic air tools, along with some more expensive carbide bits. Decided not to cheap out there. I didn't want to have to deal with a bunch of broken bits and have to buy it over and over again. At least with this, if it tears up within the next 30 days, because I got it today, I'm going to go get another one. Anyway, I'm going to knock this out and see if I can't make some progress on that. Also, a few minutes ago, I just finished knocking this little flange down. Took about 10 minutes. My second-hand central pneumatic air compressor was doing pretty good to keep up. Once it got up to pressure, it didn't lose any. It also didn't gain any. It never shut off in the time that I was using it. But, you know, works for me. So, hello YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, and any of the other aboves. Got a lot of material I've taken off so far. It's close, but it's not 100% there yet. I'm probably going to stop right now at this point on the intake, and then I'm going to check back up. They've already got a small relief cut right along here in the valve cover. However, it's nowhere near enough, and I think I'm gonna, I don't know yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna take some more, or make this angle a little steeper on this mounting flange of the valve cover. Anyway, I'm gonna put a little thought into it before I go any further. Hello there, YouTube. So this is a continuation of a video I was already working on. It's another day. It's bright, it's sunny outside, very nice day. Anyway, I'm going to cut this little flange off here. Rotate this over. I'm going to cut everything from this corner right here all the way down. I'm going to leave these little supports. I'm going to leave this stud along with this stud right here. That's going to be left there so it can align that piece with my firewall. And then go over here. It'll pass through this hole and this hole. That way it doesn't take two people to install this part. Anyway, I'm going to get to it and I'll give you updates as I make progress. So now I've made a real mess. Got all this crap here. Won't take long to clean up though. Anyway, I've got my supplemental brackets riveted in and made. That side. Yeah, I got this one too. Probably going to trim this up a little bit, but not right this minute. I'm too anxious to go test fit it in the truck. Anyway, once I get to that part, I'll give you all a little sneak peek of what's going on. Alright, now I got it mounted up in place. Fixing to drill some holes, probably here and here. And then I'm going to do 3 along that bottom flange right there. And then I'm going to do one of these in twosies around here. And just in random places to secure it to the firewall. But that looks awful nice. Coming along. The only thing I really have left to do to this is get some relatively thick weather stripping, because the factory piece had a little bit of give to it and it would conform to the shape of the firewall, and this aluminum, the way it's built, doesn't really want to do all that. So I'm gonna have to fill in some gaps, but that's not that hard. And then on the inside, I'm gonna put a hole here and maybe one more at the bottom or on the side right here, depending on how much clearance I have from my doghouse for my engine, to pipe air up to this vent, which is going to provide me with some defrost, and I'll have a way to turn that off and on, and maybe one tube that goes from there across, and then another one that goes from there to the driver's side floorboard for heat. And I've also got this selector right here, and that changes from fresh air to hot air. So there's going to be 3 or 4 switches for that, but yeah, in the future, I'm not worried about that right now. So at this point, I've got the other piece inside, and I'm fixing to throw some rivets and some, or not some rivets, but some Clecos in it. Get my holes drilled for my alignment. I drilled these from the back side, and I miscalculated how much space I had right here, and I drilled both of them before I caught it, so just doubled up on holes. And then I want to drill through the HVAC duct into the firewall. That way I know where my what do they call, my nut plates are going to go. There's several of them that are going to go on the firewall, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think 6 total that are actually going to be in the other side of the HVAC duct, in the plastic piece. Anyway, that's all I got for you at the moment. Alright, I've got the majority of the holes drilled, and those are going to be my mounting points. Let's see if I can sneak a peek in there. Here, everywhere you see a Cleco or a hole, it's around Clecos. This hole here I couldn't drill because of shock tower. So, yep. And then I run out of Clecos again. And then I've got one more hole back up in here that I've got marked, but I'm not going to drill it for obvious reasons. All right, now that I've got all these holes drilled, I want to take and bore them out to 1/4 of an inch. That way I can fit these nut plates, and we'll put them on the inside of the firewall and on the interior side of the HVAC duct. And then I'm going to use these little tiny rivets right here to attach them, and I've got a bunch more of these nut plates, so fixing to get to it. A lot of drilling to do. Alright, so I'm super happy at this point. I got all these little nut plates in it. If you can see the goldish color with the 2 rivets on each side of them. We've got all the ones that are going onto the firewall installed. You want to talk about aggravating dealing with those small little things. I'm glad that hole's there poked through the firewall, or else I would have been here like 5 hours trying to get those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 of them. That took forever. Anyway, it's done. I'm fixing to knock out the 4 that I have left over for the piece that's mounting on the inside of the truck, and then see what it looks like finished up. Well, I think that's a wrap on that one. I've got everything mounted up on my bolts that I've got securing it lined up just fine. I did fight with these lower ones, but you know, can't expect everything to go perfect. Anyway, it's secured once I get the weather stripping in it and the holes drilled on the other side for the ducting that I plan on running. It's going to be perfect. Didn't run into too many gaps. That aluminum flexes well, and the firewall actually moved a little bit in a couple places, but you know, I'm not too worried about all that. It's going to be just fine. Not bad for a couple hours work. Anyway, I'm fixing to go in here. I've got a huge mess to clean up. Oh my, I got crap everywhere. Anyway, I'm gonna get that knocked out. That way the next time I start a project, I don't have as much work to do to start with, and it's a little bit easier to find my stuff. I hate starting off a project with a mess. Anyway, until next time, I'm out.